Guys, today we're going to talk about Writing equations, and this is such a big and important part to know, okay, not only for 8th grade but also when you go to Math 1, but we're splitting it into 2 days. So today we're going to be on page 114, however, I'm not a fan on how it explains how to do things, so we're going to actually take notes, but we're also going to use the problems in here for me to explain to you how to do it. Now this should be a review. However, if it is not, then I would pay really close attention. Okay, so writing equations. Okay, sometimes we're given different things. Okay, sometimes we're given a graph, and they want us to find the equation to this graph. Now we know a linear equation is what? Y equals mx plus b. Okay, where m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. So if we look at here on page 114, see if I can zoom in. Okay, the first thing we need to find is our y-intercept. What does it cross the y-axis? So step 1. Find b. Where does it cross the y-axis? So let's look. Here's your y-axis. Okay, and it crosses at this point right here, which is 50. So 50 is going to be your y-intercept. Step 2. Find your slope. Okay, remember, slope. So if we're given a graph, we want to use rise over run. Okay, which we talked about this Monday. So am I going to have a positive slope or am I going to have a negative slope? I'm going to have a positive slope because my line is increasing. Okay? So I'm going to draw a triangle. Again, you want it to go through a point. Okay? You want it to go through a corner. You see how this one doesn't go through that corner? So we're going to keep going until we find one. And we're going to create our triangle. Okay? So down here, what am I counting by? 0.5. Okay? And then up here, I'm counting by what? 50s. Okay. So first thing is, what would be my rise? We'll have 1, 2, 3 blocks, but each block equals 50. So 50 plus 50 is 100, plus another 50 is 150. So my rise is going to be 150. Now how many am I running? Where I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks that are running, but each one represents 0.5. So 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1, plus 0.5 is 1.5, plus another 0.5, which is 2. Okay, so it's 150 over 2. And you always want to simplify that. Okay, so 150 divided by 2 is going to give me 75. Okay, and then finally, we have my y-intercept and we have my slope. So we're just going to put the slope beside the x, and then tag your y-intercept right beside it. So this is the equation to that graph. Right. So you find your b, you find your slope using rise over run, then you plug it in and you get your equation. Okay. And that's how you would find it using a graph. Okay. Another one is if you're given a table. So, for example, right here, you're given a table. Now, when you're given a table, it's really important to know, okay, linear graphs have a constant slope. So it doesn't matter which 2 points I choose. Okay, I'm always going to get the same slope because it's constant. So I'm going to pick 2 points. Doesn't matter which ones. I usually go with the first 2. So I'm going to choose these 2 right here. So step 1, pick 2 points. And so this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Step 2, find slope. And again, we're going to do just like what we did up here. We're going to use not this one, but remember there's 2 slope formulas. If we're given the table, we want to use the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Plug in your values. And you get 60 over 1, which is just 60. And that is my slope. Okay, step 3, find your y-intercept. Now I want you to look at something. We know when x is 0, that is my y-intercept. Do you see an x that is 0? No. Okay, if you don't have an x that is 0, you have to find your b. Okay, so to find your b, need more space. Alright, so step 3. Find b. Okay, so right now we have the slope being 60. B we don't know. Okay, your x and your y. So to find the x and the y, we're going to just pick one point. It doesn't matter which one we pick. I'm going to pick this one. And so I'm going to use 145. I'm going to use 1 for x, then 145 for y. I have my slope formula. I'm going to plug these things in. So I'm going to plug 145 in for y. I'm going to plug in my x. My slope is 60, my x is 1, plus b. And we're going to simplify this side. I have 60 plus b over 145. This is a one-step equation. To move this over the bridge, I need to minus it. And I'll get b to equal 85. And then lastly, write your equation. Y equals your slope, 60x plus 85. And that is my answer. Okay. So this one's a little bit more complicated. Okay, if you're given a table or 2 points, so this is go table or 2 points. Okay, you're going to first pick 2 points. Okay, if they're already given you 2 points, then you can skip step 1. Step 2, you're going to find a slope using this formula, which you need to memorize. And then you're going to find b by picking 1 point, plugging it in, plugging your m in, and then solving for b. Then put your m and b into your equation, and you have your equation. Okay? And that's all we're doing today. Okay, and I want you to turn to page 117. Okay. And I want you to try doing these 3 problems and then coming back here for your solution. Okay, welcome back. Alright, so let's look at number 1. Okay, we're given 2 points. Now, if we're given 2 points, we're going to do it the same way as how we did the table, except we're just going to skip step 1. Okay, so I'm going to use my slope formula. Okay, so this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, plug into here, do your math, and you're going to get 0.35. Step 2, you're going to pick a point, and I chose the first one, 245.7. So we have my m, x, y, b. We know my m is 0.35, my x is 2, y is 45.7, and then my b we don't know. So what I did was I plugged all these into here. So 45.7 for y, 0.35 for m, so on and so forth. Multiply, get 0.7 plus b, subtract this, and I get 45 equals b. I plug my slope in and my y-intercept, and this is the equation. For the second one, okay, remember you need two things, your m and your b. Your b is your y-intercept. Where does it cross the y-axis? If you look very closely, it's right here, and that is 30. And then you go in to do your slope. Okay. Remember, it's rise over run. Is this going to be a positive or negative slope? Positive. So if you look over here, I am counting by tens. And then down here, I am counting by ones. So I'm rising 2. Okay, so it's going to be 20. And I'm running once. 20 divided by 1 is just 20. So I have y equals 20x plus 30. And then I forgot to put this one over here. Y equals 0.35x plus 45. And then this one, you're going to pick 2 points. I chose these first two. You can do the same thing. Plug it into your formula. You found your slope. Pick a point. Okay, so we have my slope of 0.75. We have an x value. We have a y value. Plug these in. Solve for b. And I'm going to get negative 1.25. Plug your b and your m in, and you're going to get this equation. So y equals 0.75x minus 1.25. And that is going to be your answer. Okay. For homework, I want you to do these last two. It's going to say this is a game. Don't worry about the game. Okay. I just want to see your work, and I just want to see your solutions here. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.